On behalf of Mayor Chris Coleman, Deputy Mayor Paul Williams, and the members of the St. Paul Fire Department, it's my pleasure to welcome you this morning to Freedom House Station 51. My name is Tim Butler. I'm the St. Paul Fire Chief, and it's my pleasure this morning to formally announce the start of what truly is a unique program in St. Paul. It'll provide improved medical care for area residents, job opportunities, and career development for young men and women, and it is a hallmark of a robust public-private partnership in emergency medical services. The program provides basic life support and care for medical patients requiring scheduled medical transportation services. As most of you know, St. Paul Fire already provides basic and advanced life support for unscheduled emergencies. People requiring emergency care call 911. We're dispatched in a paramedic ambulance with a crew of firefighter EMTs and firefighter paramedics. The basic life support transportation unit, the new service that we're providing, will respond to scheduled medical transport requests from patients who are being discharged from the hospital and returning home or returning to another care facility. The unit will also accept calls from medical patients that require basic life support care for scheduled medical procedures such as kidney dialysis. The employees of the Basic Life Support Transportation Unit are graduates of the city's Emergency Medical Services Academy, which is housed right here in Freedom House Station 51. That award-winning program provides minimum wage job opportunities for area youth interested in attending emergency medical technician certification. Graduates from that 14-week academy have the opportunity to increase their training and certification by staffing the Basic Life Support Transportation Unit. In doing so, they're providing improved care for our medical patients and building experience for careers in emergency medicine. They've entered the workforce with full-time employment, and they've also put in the lion's share of building this whole new service from the ground up. The BLS unit will operate under the general supervision of the St. Paul Fire Department. Ultimately, they will work under the medical direction of Regions Hospital and Medical Director Dr. R.J. Frasconi. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Frasconi at this time. Dr. Ralph J. Frasconi, Regions Medical Director.
I just want to tell you what a privilege it's been to be the medical director for St. Paul Fire. Regions is celebrating its 40th anniversary of that medical direction of the advanced life support system of the department. We also are the medical directors for Inver Hills Community College, and the fire department under the leadership of Chief Butler and Inver Hills created this program, and I think there's going to be a lot of folks talking about what that means to our community. Just a couple of words as to what it means to Regions Hospital. Regions has a desperate need of high-quality transport, interfacility transport, moving our patients from our hospital to other healthcare facilities, and I think this is going to go a long way to serving that need. So there's a real practical reason that this needs to be done in our community, and I just want to assure everyone that Regions Hospital is very much looking forward to working with these folks. Thank you, Chief.
As Dr. Frasconi mentioned, when Regions had the need for a high-quality medical transportation from their facility, they approached St. Paul Fire and said, "Can you make that happen for us? Could you provide that service?" And unfortunately, with the budget restrictions that we're all undergoing, we couldn't make that happen with using our on-duty crews, our 911 ambulances. We had to look for alternatives. And when we put the word out, the supporters of a great community and public and private partnership came forward. And I'm going to introduce Kathy Coram. She's the Deputy Director of the St. Paul Parks and Rec Department. She and a number of other departments in the city, the Department of Human Rights and Equal Economic Opportunities, the Human Rights Department, the Parks and Rec Department, along with a number of players, specifically Inver Hills Community College. We couldn't do this program without them. They've been a key from the very start. We've had people from Alina Medical Transportation, Health East Transportation, support from Hennepin County Medical Center, Aspen Mills, the Transmedic Corporation that handles paramedic and ambulance billing for the city. All of these partners came together along with some very committed people that you see in blue up here in the front row. But this program wouldn't have happened without that partnership. One of the key partnerships is that Parks and Rec Department aspect of it. The Youth Job Corps program actually pays the wages for these young men and women. So I'd like to introduce to you Deputy Director Kathy Coram from the Department of Parks and Recreation.
The city's Youth Job Corps program employs over 500 young people every summer at work sites throughout St. Paul. The EMS Academy and now the Basic Life Support Unit are two of the many opportunities that we provide through the Youth Job Corps program. Among the goals of the Youth Job Corps program are providing young people with meaningful work opportunities and basic work readiness skills. And you can see that not only in the EMS Academy do they get those two, but they also get professional level training that could lead to a career. As the lead agency for the Youth Job Corps program, Parks is thrilled to be one of the partners in this effort. And the chief mentioned a number of our other partners. I'd also like to make sure that we recognize St. Paul Community Education, who comes in through their Adult Basic Ed program. And Ramsey Community Action Partnership has been a part of this as well as a number of funders who helped us get Phase 1 started, the Otto Bremer Foundation, Bigelow, and the St. Paul Foundation. So we are blessed with many partners that help make this happen. And it's an example of what can come about in a city like St. Paul when department leaders and community members get together and think creatively. And I'm blessed to be a part of the Parks and Recreation Department and the Youth Job Corps program. And if we're looking to provide meaningful opportunities for young people, I think this is an indication that we're probably on the right track. So Parks is here for the long haul. We're considering some other opportunities for these young people. A number of them will become CPR instructors and help us train staff in city departments. So another opportunity for them to lead and to use their skills. As an old school teacher, I always thought that when someone can teach skills back, that's real mastery. So again, Parks is here for the long haul. We'll continue to look for opportunities for these young people to use their new skills. We're doing the right thing by them, and we're doing the right thing in our community. So thanks a lot, and congratulations to everyone that's been involved.
Today's announcement of the BLS Transportation Unit is the second step in a program for our EMS Academy. Our EMS Academy is a Youth Job Corps funded program that basically provides summer jobs for students who want to earn their EMT certificate. When they graduate from that 14-week program, they become full-fledged EMTs, and they can stop their career at that time and just continue to go on with their life and use that life-saving skill, or they can go to Phase 2. The current class of EMT students is in the back, the EMS Academy class number 6. So far we've graduated 5 classes, about 75 EMTs. Phase 2 now will operate the Basic Life Transportation Unit, and they're the young men and women in the light blue here, just so everybody knows the players. One of the key players and funders and supporters of this program throughout, from Phase 1 all the way up through Phase 2 and hopefully Phase 3, which will be training firefighter paramedics to operate as St. Paul firefighters that come next summer, Phase 3. But one of the great supporters of this program has been City Council Member Melvin Carter. I'd like to call Council Member Carter up to the podium.
This is kind of cool. There's a number of us who were kind of early on in this conversation, sort of dreaming of what this could be, and I can speak at least for myself when I can say that this has already surpassed everything that I imagined that it could really be. In a city like St. Paul, I think one of the things that we've learned is that, in a city like St. Paul, where the religions, the languages, and the cultural practices, just from one door to the next, can be as different as day and night, it's really important for us to have a diverse set of first responders who look like our city. That's important not just so that we feel good about ourselves, but it's critical to our ability to maintain the first-rate class of public safety services that we've grown to expect from the St. Paul Fire Department and from the St. Paul Police Department as well. This program is helping us to do that. I really like to just acknowledge, the chief, and everybody else who's worked together, certainly Dave Page, who's just one of the incredible visionaries behind this program and has brought Inver Hills Community College to the table constantly, for recognizing that fact and saying, let's realize that we don't have enough people of color. We don't have enough young people going into the kind of paramedic field, and we have to do this. Did you know, and I just like to brag about this program for a second, in the year before this program was created, we had one person of color certified as an EMT in that entire year. And in the past 35 years, what'd you say, over 70? This program has trained 70. That's phenomenal. That's incredible. And I look forward to seeing you guys out on the streets. I've actually bumped into our rig out on the streets a couple of times, and not physically bumped into them, but I've seen them out in the neighborhoods, and they've done a fantastic job. They came into City Hall with us one day, and even checked my blood pressure one day at a fire station. So I can attest personally to the high quality of service. Just from the city's perspective, we look at this, and this is an opportunity to create career ladder jobs for young people in our community who really need them. And because they're providing such a valuable and important service, it's revenue positive for the city. So when they called me and asked me, could I support it, I went, I'll think about it. It was very easy. It was really easy. And so I'd also like to acknowledge the mayor's office, Mayor Chris Coleman, who has also been an early and consistent supporter of this program. Certainly like to thank Inver Hills and Dave Page, like I said already. Regions Hospital, a fantastic supporter. Thank you for stepping forward. Even the best ideas need early supporters, so thanks Regions Hospital for being that thing. And the city of St. Paul, I'm really proud of the teamwork that has happened, not just through the fire department, but working in partnership with some creative thinking at the Parks and Rec, and also our Department of Human Rights and Equal Economic Opportunity. And with that, I'll just wave to Luce Frias, who is our former director of that department. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for everything, and let's just keep on going. Phase 3, Phase 4, Phase 5, I'm in.
In the military, when they launch a new ship, the first crew on that ship is called plank owners. They actually own a piece of the ship. There's a couple plank owners in the audience for our EMS Academy. I would like to re-recognize Luz Marie Frias, former Director of Human Rights. Luz is one of the plank owners of the EMS Academy. There's no question this would not have happened without her drive and dedication. Gwen Peterson, just to her left there, is the former director of the Youth Job Course program in St. Paul. Without her starting this whole thing off saying, we'll pay for that, it would never have happened. So there's some great people there. It was only after the first class of EMTs graduated that I learned that Gwen's daughter was in the class. So that was a cool connection as well. There's another extremely significant partner in this whole endeavor, and that's been Inver Hills Community College. From the start of the program, they provided instructors, testing material, education material. They are the people who deliver the training for EMTs. In Phase 2, they stepped that up a notch and said, not only will we do that, we'll arrange the emergency operation vehicle classes, ambulance operation courses. They've donated the vehicles that we're using. Ambulance 51 here, operating out of Station 51. Hopefully Ambulance 52 over there in the future, an unmarked version for those stealth operations we engage in. One of the key supporters and quite frankly the heartthrob, the heartbeat of this whole program has been Mr. Dave Page. Dave is an internationally recognized expert in paramedicine. He's a nationally recognized and nationally certified paramedic instructor. Dave and Jake Dahlke in the back there have volunteered their time full-time to be mentors in the back of this ambulance here for the first couple of months until the students are certified for independent operations. I'd like to welcome and introduce you to Dave Page. He's an incredible talent. I can't imagine where he gets the energy he gets. Mr. Dave Page.
Good morning. From poverty to riches, from deprivation to opportunity, from dependence to self-sufficiency. Hand a person a fish, you will feed them for a day. Teach them how to fish, you'll feed them for a lifetime. Welcome to Freedom House Station 51, St. Paul Fire Department's latest and greatest. Inside these walls, history is being made today as we break apart the many barriers that have prevented low-income, diverse inner-city youth from entering the ranks of emergency medical services. Thank you to Mayor Coleman, Deputy Mayor Williams, Chief Butler, Council Member Carter, President Wines, Luz Maria Frias, Kathy Coram, Trenton Henspeter, Chief Simpson, Jake Dahlke, and so many others. It is really great to see you all here gathered for this event. It is, of course, the dream, the Martin Luther King dream, that one day our nation will rise and live the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Man, I promised I wouldn't cry, it's Martin Luther King. That all men are created equal. That our children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. It is my honor to present to you the men and women of the St. Paul Fire Department Basic Life Support Transport Unit. These are some of the finest emergency medical technicians you will ever meet. They're graduates of the City of St. Paul EMS Academy. They have been carefully selected, mentored, and trained over an additional 8 weeks of training for a new service to the community in St. Paul and in the Twin Cities to deliver state-of-the-art medical transportation and community service. Ladies and gentlemen, these young men and women are living proof in EMS that Dr. King's dream is beginning to come true. As they stand before you in uniform, they have transported their first 27 patients over the last 2 weeks. They have dispatched themselves, receiving calls from Regents Hospital, an incredible partner and supporter in this whole process. They have safely driven the ambulance, lifted heavy patients, assessed and treated patients for all sorts of different problems, and completed thorough patient care documentation that we can bill for. They have sat with families of unfortunate hospice patients returning home to die, waited for oxygen to be delivered that wasn't even scheduled. When none was ordered, they simply went above and beyond the call of duty and sat with that family. They've gone out of their way to find the correct nursing homes to take patients home to, even when they had bum information. They've helped comfort the weak and disoriented patients that they've transported home. And they have been commended for those efforts, nearly from every single patient they've had. Dr. King also said, all labor that uplifts humanity has dignity and importance and should be undertaken with painstaking excellence. Under the scrutiny of their instructors and the entire EMS system, they have proven they are equal. The concrete walls that keep people of diverse cultures outside the EMS profession are shattered today by the bold steps these men and women are taking these shining roses that have grown out of the cracks in the concrete. They proudly represent the St. Paul Fire Department, the city's Parks and Recreation Department, the Human Rights and Equal Economic Opportunity Department, and Inver Hills Community College. They're available to you Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to midnight, for scheduled non-emergency transportation, either home from a hospital or scheduled 24 hours in advance to a doctor's appointment, such as the chief said, to kidney dialysis or other chemotherapy, other appointments. It's easy to say, lift yourselves from your bootstraps, get a job. It's easy to say that. The vast majority of our EMS Academy graduates have done that. They have gotten jobs in healthcare, continued their education. But these graduates are doing much more than getting a job and getting a job in healthcare. They're working on an ambulance, and that's pretty special. There are not that many of us that are diverse that are working on ambulances. Sure, they've promised and had to promise that they would continue their schooling to become paramedics. They're all enrolled in courses at Inver Hills Community College. Or going to be. But it's not just about that. They're earning a salary while gaining valuable experiences that will lead them to better jobs. Through their hard work, they're making this project self-sustainable for the long term. The profits of this service are going to be used to continue the future EMS academies that we can hold and give experience to other youth that want to pursue a paramedic career. Today is a great day of hope. It is filled with the promise of better days ahead as we break through so many stereotypes and invisible, unreal barriers. Our country was founded on the principles of liberty and justice and equality. As we follow in the footsteps of the great founders of the 1966 Freedom House Ambulance, for which this station is named after. This BLS unit is living the dream, making it possible for others to improve themselves without having to beg or ask for handouts from foundations that have generously supported us to this day. BLS unit, we stand tall. And I'll leave you with these words from Dr. King, and these are for you. Change does not roll in on the wheels of inevitability, but comes through continuous struggle. And so, we must straighten our backs and work for our freedom. Thank you. The chief has a set of scissors that are being donated by the Aspen Mills group that does our uniforms. The shirts you see were donated by Alina. The rest of the uniform parts were donated by Regents Hospital. We are going to symbolically ask that the participants, the plank owners of this ambulance, cut their own ribbon. Symbolically showing that they are in charge of their destiny and the destiny of the rest of the EMS Academy graduates.
Good. All right, let's do it. All right, let's do one more.